Hello everyone and welcome to another Mastering MFL video. Today we are going to talk about suspensions. They are a new feature introduced in Season 3, which is about to start 6 days from match day 1. So it's really good to know what is it about, how does this work, what happens in some scenarios, and how will it impact the game. That's what I'm going to talk about in this short video. First of all, yellow cards, what happens with those? So if a player accumulates 5 yellow cards over a certain amount of matches, that will result in a 1-match suspension after that 5th yellow card. It doesn't matter if you get them in a cup or a league matches, they all add up to, let's say, together. And then if you have your 5th one, you get suspended and you have to serve that suspension in the next match. It doesn't matter if that's a league or a cup match. Again, you will just have to serve it. Although there's a couple of little caveats I'm going to talk about in a second. So 5 yellow cards is 1-match suspension. Then what about red cards? A straight red or 2 yellows in 1 match also equals in a 1-match suspension. It doesn't matter also if you have a yellow card and then a straight red. That yellow doesn't add to any yellow card tally. In general, you're suspended anyway and you start from a clean slate with a clean slate again after serving that suspension. Some good things to know is that suspended players will recover energy. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if they're suspended. It's like an extra rotation. They recover energy and then you can use them again in the next match with more energy. So it's not super bad that you also lose that recovery. The suspension applies to the team's next match after, let's say, an 18-hour notice period. Why is this the case? If you have 2 matches in one day, a cup and a league match, and the player gets a red card, straight red, or his 5th yellow card in that cup match, he's not suspended for the league match 3 hours later. So this is good that you don't have to quickly change setups, that you don't have to check the suspension straight away. The suspension will be served on the next day IRL. So it gives you a bit more time to manage your teams within this normal 24-hour cycle that we are used to. So that is a good rule, I think, to have. So you have at least 18 hours to change your lineups and squads. What happens if it's the end of the season? There will be a big reset. So all the yellow cards, red cards, suspensions, they're all going away. Everyone starts with a clean slate in the next season, in the new season. If a player is transferred, the suspension will be cancelled. Also good to know. So if you buy a guy and put him on your team and he had the red card in the previous match with his previous owner, previous club, that suspension is cancelled. You don't have to worry about it. Although the yellow cards stay. So if he had accumulated 3 yellow cards with his previous club and previous owner, they do carry over to the next match within the same season, and end of the season, full reset. How will it impact the game? First of all, teams who play with a high level of aggressiveness, with like more aggressive tackling, I guess they want to reconsider. This might result in a lot of suspensions that you have to deal with. I think it's good. It was a little bit of a hack. Some users just played full aggressive in like some Ironstone competitions where they had kind of big squads, and this gave them a little edge. Now it might break you up with so many suspensions, so you have to be careful with planning that. In general, you have to plan ahead more. Are you gonna risk a key player? Let's say you have a league match and then a cup final. Are you gonna risk it to let your key player play in that league match and he might get suspended for the cup final the day after? You have to plan ahead a little bit more. And that will pose an extra challenge. Also, do you build bigger squads? Will you use extra players to rotate because you have suspensions? Or will you still use 18-player, 19-player squads? I think in the end it's not going to matter so much. It's just an extra rotation forced upon you. It maybe upsets your rotation schedule a little bit, but I think you can manage because the player still recovers energy, so you're not wasting that. In general, it will be way more fun There's more depth to the game right now. You have to make more decisions. There's more planning. So it also rewards active managers a bit more. And of course, it's more realism, which makes it more fun. This is what football is all about. Suspensions play a big role. And now also in MFL. If you like this video, do like it, comment on it, subscribe to my channel. If you have ideas for other videos, also let me know and I will make them. Thank you for watching and see you next time.